What's up everyone? Today I went back to one of my favorite spots in PA for multi-species fishing, and it turned out to be one of the best and worst fishing trips of my life. I started off with one of my favorite jigs, the hair jig, but it wasn't as productive as usual because the water was almost crystal clear today and it was also pretty low. Considering the conditions, I figured the fish want the most natural thing possible, and I did see big schools of bait fish in the water, so I decided to tie on my favorite jig, the Baby Z2 on a small 6-cents jig head. And I like to tie this jig with a small loop knot to give it a little more realistic action. This jig perfectly imitated the schooling minnows in the water, and the fish seemed to think so as well because soon after the first few drops this happened. This little smallmouth ended up weighing in at almost 2 pounds, which honestly isn't that bad to start off the day. After releasing this fish, it was non-stop action. I was catching smallmouth, after smallmouth, after smallmouth. I caught well over 20 smallmouth this trip. It was absolutely absurd. After sifting through all the dinks, I finally got that big bite I was looking for.
Oh my god.
I only had about 10-pound braid on 12-pound leader, so I didn't want to risk trying to flip this fish up the spillway. So I decided to try and walk it down, but it's always so hard trying to do this because of the fence and all the bushes. Fish. It's just crazy.
What?
Trying to land big fish at this place is nearly impossible because you always have to walk them down. And there's just so much stuff in the way, it just makes it so hard.
There we go.
Luckily, I did get this fish in, and this was one of the coolest color patterns I've seen on a smallie before. So I was pretty hyped about this one.
That is awesome.
After taking a small photo shoot with this fish and making sure he swam off safely, I caught a species of fish that I don't normally catch.
Oh look, it's a little rock bass. Huh. This is my second one of these guys. They're really rare for me to catch.
Shortly after that, I hooked up onto a pretty big drum, and this is where the trip starts to go sideways. I did what I normally did when I catch a big fish like this, which is just trying to walk it down the spillway without popping off, but sadly, that is exactly what happened. I didn't realize it until the lure actually came to my rod tip, but that slack line I'm reeling in was the result of the drum actually bending my hook and it popping off.
Damn.
After my first loss, I spent about 5 minutes dangling my lure in front of this bass's face before I got it to bite. And let me say, it was an absolute tank.
I'm not even
you can't really see it well in the video, and I'm about like 20 feet high up here, maybe a little more, but this bass was probably double my PB. And after losing that drum, I was going to try to do everything I could to land it. So instead of trying to put my line over the bushes, I tried to just hop the fence. And I still thought that I did have the fish stuck, but that was sadly not the case.
Oh yeah, we're on. We're on, baby. Oh no. What the fuck?
After my second loss of the fishing trip, the bite kind of slowed down, so I only really got this little smallmouth after that fish. This guy ended up weighing almost the same as the first fish I caught at the beginning of the day, so it's nothing to be sad about. Until I got home, ready to make a great video and post it, and if you know how meta glasses work, you press the button once for a picture and you hold it down for a few seconds to start a video. Clearly, I didn't hold it for a few seconds because a majority of the fish that I caught ended up looking like this. So, moral of the story, if you're going to fish a place like I am, buy a drop net, and if you have a GoPro, use it over meta glasses.